Egmont Key is one of Tampa Bay's treasures, a boater's heaven, too, I might add, if you've been out there. But the island is actually in danger of washing away.
In part 2 of this special report for Native American Heritage Month, 10 News reporter Emerald Morrow shows the ingenious way that USF is working with the Seminole Tribe of Florida to preserve the island's important history.
A trip to Egmont Key is so much more than a trip to paradise. Especially if you go with someone like Quentin Cypress from the Seminole Tribe. He traveled 3 hours from his reservation in Clewiston for this story.
All of Florida, from our stories anyway, is all sacred land to us. No matter where you go, you dig up something, you're always going to find our ancestors there, or some memory of our ancestors there.
Ancestors who perished on an island that's slowly but surely fading away.
It's eroding very quickly and the island's quite unstable. It doesn't have any bedrock, and so you just see a shifting sandbar is basically what the island is. And so it's been really important throughout history, but it's also vanishing at a very rapid rate.
Into a sea swallowing a painful past.
The Seminole story, unfortunately, here happens after you have the Americans come through. Hundreds of Seminole were brought out here, held against their will, in a stockade, in a camp, before finally being taken out to Indian country in Oklahoma. There are tribal members who refer to this as a concentration camp, and it checks every box for the definition of concentration camp.
It's a history we do not often hear.
A lot of the Native American history gets left out of things, and I feel like that's why it's most important for that to be talked about, because there's countless people that I meet that think Native Americans aren't here still. And you know, that's saying a lot, because I work for a museum on a reservation. And the people still come there and they're like, do the Seminoles still exist?
Researchers at USF are using 3D technology to capture the island's history before it disappears.
We use terrestrial laser scanners to create a three-dimensional image that people can navigate and walk through using virtual reality or viewing it on the web, and so it feels like you're really there.
It's important because it helps give the tribe a voice. When it comes to sites like this, a lot of the time there's a lot of different players that make decisions in how the island will be used, how it will be preserved, and how the preservation will work. But a lot of the time the tribe doesn't necessarily have a seat at the table.
A table where they sat first in a land that was always theirs.
We went to the elders of the tribe, went to the members of the tribe and said, what do you think should be done out here? Some people were more towards preservation, but a lot of people also said that this is a dark place, this is a dark history, and bad things happen and nature is taking it back. Nature is undoing it, and we should just let that happen. So don't lose the story, don't lose the history of what happened, but if the place goes away, that's probably for the best.
If you're interested in learning more about what's happening out on Egmont Key, the Tampa Bay History Center is holding an event next Wednesday.
That technology that USF has, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's cool that you could 3D map through it. By the way, Emerald stories, both part 1 and part 2, are on our website, and you can watch them on WTSP.com.